What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update and quite a few bits and pieces to get through, some transfer rumours. And let's start off with Luke Edwards from the Daily Telegraph saying Harry Winks is a name that's being discussed by the Newcastle board for a January transfer.
Who said that?
Luke Edwards of the Daily Telegraph.
Oh, Telegraph. It's fairly reliable.
Yeah, what do you make out of that? And do you think that, you know, on the back of a couple of good performances, would we be looking to keep him now, or is he still one that would be looking to edge out the exit door?
I still think, you know, even though he's made a couple of good games, a good offer, and definitely will be tempted, 100%. I think definitely Conte, if the money's going to be reinvested in a replacement, I can definitely see us being tempted. So if Newcastle were interested in him, I can see Tottenham being open to offers, no doubt.
What's a realistic...
Well, to be honest, you know, January's still so many games till January, isn't it? It was like 9 games, so... Who knows what's going to happen between now and Jan? But I think the way things are right now, I think it's definitely open to offers.
Yeah, I would agree. And what kind of offer is an offer that would tempt us to sell, especially coming from Newcastle?
25 million, probably 20.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Something like that, 20, 25 million, around that ballpark. Yeah. All right, well, yeah. All right, let's move on. And the next one's from Foot Mercato, and they're saying Tottenham have been offered the chance to sign striker MAURO ICARDI from PSG. The 28-year-old is looking for a transfer in January. Is he one that would perk your interests?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, he would. I'd love him as a backup striker. I think he's a quality striker. Hasn't had the best of time at PSG, but had a great time at Inter Milan. Hasn't been terrible at PSG when he has gone on the pitch, just hasn't been able to nail down a starting spot, MAURO ICARDI. So I think he's got a lot of quality, but he's a bit of a troublemaker, that's the only thing. So
especially with the women.
Yeah, exactly. So whether we want him around all that drama, you know, we've just got rid of some troublemaker, like, you know, a bunch of dramatic players, you know, always causing trouble, people like that. So do we want another one in ICARDI? Don't know. Again, high wages as well. Was he 28, 29, maybe
28,
30?
yeah.
28. So, well, look, he's actually a decent age. If he wants to come and fight for a place for Kane, I mean, maybe a loan deal makes sense.
A loan deal, yeah. I think a loan for the rest of the season would make perfect sense, to be honest. And I mean, the guy who hardly kicking a ball at PSG at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it probably is one that would suit us. I think probably someone who knows, yes, but then again, he's exchanging the bench at PSG for the bench at Tottenham, probably.
But I think he still sees more minutes here than he does at PSG.
Yeah, you'd think so.
And, you know, I think that ICARDI with maybe a 6-month loan deal with an option to buy might suit everyone, to be honest.
I wouldn't say no to that.
All right, let's move on and talking about another striker in Dusan Vlahovic. 2 updates here. The first one from Corriere dello Sport saying Spurs seem to be slipping away in the race to sign Dusan Vlahovic. Man City are now gathering more information about the striker. And Republica say Man City boss Pep Guardiola is in love with Dusan Vlahovic's qualities and potential. City may now look to sign the Fiorentina striker in January, having failed to move for Harry Kane in the summer.
Well, that's that then, if that's true.
You know what I mean? This is the fears. You know what I mean? This is what we've been talking about on pretty much every update in the last couple of weeks.
Pretty much. So it's what's expected. He's doing very well in Serie A. He's at a good age. So I think this one has got away from us, to be honest. I think if we wanted him, we should have got him for him in the summer. We didn't push the boat out, and I think we've missed the boat.
Yeah, like I said in the last update, it was just so Marcel Sabitzer vibes. You know, if you don't get him at the time he's available, bigger clubs are going to come calling, and that's what's happened. I say bigger clubs, let's say more wealthy clubs.
Richer clubs.
Richer clubs, yeah. Let's move on. And our good friend Romeo Agresti has been talking, and he says Juventus are considering selling Dejan Kulusevski in January, with Premier League clubs showing the strong interest. I mean, he's one that I would love to get over the line. I think he would fill a void in the squad in terms of that in one of our striking or attacking options. I think that he's definitely a better option than probably Lucas Moura.
Yeah, and he can play anywhere along the front three, and also he can also play there 2 up top as well. So he's a hard worker. He's got pace about him. He's got quality. So definitely he's one that
good age as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's got space to grow. So he's definitely one I'd be interested in. Really interested in. I think he's a fine player. A bit inconsistent, but I think he's a really, really good player if we can get him playing regularly.
Yeah, but I think that consistency maybe will come with a bit of age and a bit of good coaching from Antonio as well.
Definitely. I mean, he's got bags quality, KULUSEVSKI. He's one where I wouldn't be shocked if other clubs aren't interested.
Yeah, and obviously Fabio, he's the one that brought him to Juventus as well, so he'll know a lot about him.
So maybe that could play in our favour.
Let's move on. Calcio Mercato are talking there, saying Fabio Paratici has clear intentions of bringing Torino centre-back Gleison Bremer to Tottenham Hotspur. Me personally, I don't know much about him. Do you know much about him?
I know he's Brazilian. He's 24 years of age.
Does he get in the Brazilian squad?
Don't think so. Not to my. I don't know. I don't think he does. I don't know if he has any caps or anything. I don't know. I don't know much about him, to be honest. Not gonna lie. I just. But if Paratici wants him, he's probably a good player. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things you got to trust in the decision makers in Paratici and Conte at the moment, because they know what they're doing. Uncapped, yeah.
But he is 6'2", Brazilian.
24 years of age.
Maybe it's one we could look at.
Maybe.
But how can you get a work permit if you're uncapped for Brazil at 24? I don't know. A work permit would be difficult, I think.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how that one plays out. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know much about him. But if you guys know much about him, let me know in the comment section below. Do you know much about Bremer from Torino? But let's move on and let's talk about Hugo Lloris now, because Tutto Mercato Web say Tottenham have now reopened the possibility of signing Hugo Lloris to a new contract. There is a chance that the Spurs captain could stay on for another year. Contact will happen in the first week of January. And a small quote from Conte's press conference today, and that is, we'll have time to speak about him, and I consider him an important player for his experience. Hugo is the captain of this team, the French national team, and we're talking about a top goalkeeper. And that's absolutely spot on, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm obviously a massive fan of Hugo Lloris, always have been. I still think he's playing at a very, very high level. I think ever since, as we've said so many times, ever since he had that massive injury where he dislocated his elbow, he's come back really, really strong, and he's been near the top of his game ever since. And I would definitely think he's worth getting a new contract right now. So I think right now as well, it's not just it's worth having him giving a new contract because of his quality, but there's also a bit of a lack of options as with the real world-class goalkeepers that we could replace him with. So I think maybe give him another year or two, and then that's when you properly start searching. Because I think right now, if we decide in 6 months' time we're gonna have to sign a first-choice keeper, it's a bit like, you know, scrambling around. Everyone knows we're gonna need a keeper, but if you give him a couple years contract, then with knowing, okay, now we have like 2 years to find a replacement, I think that's a bit of a better situation.
Completely agree. And I would like to sign him up on a 2-year contract. I really would. The guy is still class. He's still class, and there's no two ways about it.
So you can another 2 years as a keeper for sure.
Completely agree. The last bit we're going to talk about is some sad news for Eric Lamela, as his injury problems mounting once again. He's out for the next 4 months, suffering a shoulder injury, going to go through surgery. It's the same thing revolving with Eric Lamela time and time again.
Sad news. You know, we all thought, you know, he started with a house on fire severe, didn't he? 3 goals in his first 2 games or something.
That was the pre-season Eric Lamela.
Exactly. Well, late pre-season Lamela. And I thought it was really going to work out for him this year, but it looks like his injury problems again catching up with him, which is a real shame. So he's going to be out for 4 months apparently, and we all know how that is with having, you know,
we once were told he was going to be out for 4 months. He ended up being out for like 2 years.
Yeah. Well, we were told he was going to be out for a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah. He was out for 2 years. That's how it goes with Lamela. But hopefully, wish him a speedy recovery as always. But unfortunately, Lamela, it seems as though it's just going to be something that plagues him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, it's a massive shame. It really is a massive shame. Eric Lamela is a guy I really have a lot of time for, in terms of, you know, he gave his all for Tottenham Hotspur. Unfortunately, his Tottenham Hotspur career was plagued by injuries, and it seems as though that's followed him all the way to Seville as well. So obviously we wish Eric Lamela a speedy recovery, and we hope to see him back on the pitch very soon. But that is the end of our Tottenham update. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the updates we've brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.